Hey guys, it's Overflow here. So I was doing my daily scroll through Twitter when I found this tweet. This is absolutely hilarious, and I knew I just had to make a video on this. So here I am. This guy, Eric Finman, is saying that he's made a Freedom Phone. It's completely privacy respecting, and it's a major pushback on the big tech companies. There's also a video here which I'm going to just play, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on it while we go. So let's play that.
Name one time in history where the people who banned books, media, and opinions were the good guys. Hi, I'm Eric. I'm the world's youngest Bitcoin millionaire.
I'm just gonna make a comment right here his egos are getting a little bit out of hand, but sure, why not?
I made it in Silicon Valley, and I've accomplished a lot in my life already. But now, I'm leaving big tech to fight for free speech. Because the big tech overlords are violating your privacy, censoring your speech, and I think that's so wrong. That's why I created the Freedom Phone.
I'm just gonna say that big tech companies are kind of stealing our information. That's basically the only points that I think is correct in this video. Let's keep going.
It's uncensorable App Store. Everyone is complaining about big tech censorship, but no one is doing anything about it.
Wait, no one is doing anything about it. There are people switching to Linux because they don't want Windows spying on them. There are people switching to browsers like the one I have. They're switching to LibreWolf because they don't want the bloated Firefox to spy on them, or Chrome or Google to spy on them. They're switching to DuckDuckGo because they don't want Google to spy on them. To say that, but no one is doing anything about it, that's a bit of an overbroad statement. Like, you have the Free Software Foundation, you have so many people that are working to improve privacy, and you're just saying, well, no one's doing anything about it.
They say build your own phone, so I did. Freedom Phone truly is.
I'm just gonna fact check that statement. I know I'm tearing this video apart right now, but he didn't make his own phone. You'll see why later.
Is the best phone in the world. It does
the best phone in the world. That's a bit of an odd statement. I said his ego was getting out of hand, but now it's really getting out of hand.
Everything your current phone does, except censor you and spy on you. With the Freedom Phone, your freedom of speech is our #1 priority. That's why we built our own app store that is completely uncensored. If an app you love has been banned from the mainstream app stores, you can still download it on ours, because we don't ban apps, period.
And that's a bit of a paradox here, because if they don't ban apps, that means if I upload a malicious app to the App Store, let's say that completely bricks your phone, steals all of your information, they can't remove it. They'll just have to keep it up because they're not going to ban my app. It's unbannable.
And we've developed the first operating system based on your free speech. There's no app track.
I don't know about first operating system because there's tons of privacy respecting operating systems out there.
Tracking, no keyboard tracking, and no location tracking, because I believe in your security here.
Those aren't exactly like reinventing the wheel features, because a lot of operating systems also had them. Well, let's continue, because there's basically nothing other than stock Android that this offers.
How do we ensure you're being protected? Say hello to Trust. Trust is our privacy guard. It's designed to warn you whenever an app or a website is tracking you, and gives you the option to stop it. Your data, your rules. That's our motto. The Freedom Phone is comparable to the best smartphones on the market.
Whoa, that's a big claim. His ego is really getting out of hand. I don't know about the best phone, because you'll see, because I'm going to show you an Amazon listing that's going to show truly how much this phone is worth. It's not exactly the best phone, but it's an average mid-tier phone.
It has an edge-to-edge screen, a super fast processor, and multiple cameras. And your SIM card transfers into the Freedom Phone seamlessly.
Okay, that's kind of a taken, because we're all using SIM cards, and everyone basically uses the same protocol. Older phones might have like slightly bigger ones, but we're still using the same protocol, so that's not exactly a feature.
Big tech companies hold a monopoly on public communication and the dissemination of information, and they are abusing that power. Nobody elected Mark or Jack to be the arbiters of truth in America, yet they still thought it was okay to ban a sitting president from their platforms. If they censor a president, they will censor anyone. Imagine if Mark Zuckerberg censored MLK or Abraham Lincoln. The course of history would have been altered forever. Out of all the constitutional amendments,
I'm not going to commentate on that, but there are definitely, you could argue that they were censoring someone, but you could also argue that they were breaking the Twitter rules. So that's debatable, and I'm not going to go too deep into that because I don't want my channel to get political.
there's a reason why the founding fathers made the right to free speech the very first. I believe you have a voice that deserves to be heard without being censored. Protect yourself from big tech censorship. Let your voice be heard. Live free with the Freedom Phone.
Alright, so I just tore the freaking video apart. Now I'm going to show you their website, which is kind of not exactly, it's another paradox. This whole thing is literally full of paradoxes. So this is their website. You know, it has to go through Twitter Analytics. And right now, as it's loading, I'm going to say something that I find interesting about this, is that while they're saying, oh, we respect your privacy, you can't actually really see the pictures or do much on the site without having JavaScript enabled. And I personally like keeping JavaScript disabled because sometimes they just do it wrong and you're going to get all of your information leaked. So, the first point I see here that's a bit concerning is that they're doing this buy now, pay later with Klarna thing. And Klarna isn't exactly the most privacy respecting thing out there. They'll take your bank information, your full name, your phone number, and that's not exactly privacy because they get to do anything they want with it. Well, ignore the price for now, but it's absolutely atrocious. They're charging $500 for this thing. They also say works with T-Mobile. They also say works with Verizon, AT&T, and all the major carriers. You kind of have to have them, but these carriers aren't exactly privacy respecting either, so. We already talked about the ban-free uncensorable App Store and how it's never going to be ban-free without just having so much malicious software, bloatware, inappropriate content, preloaded apps. That's not exactly something I want to see when I'm buying a phone. I like completely just having nothing. Maybe have like the Google Play Store installed, but absolutely nothing else pre-installed. So they're just, DuckDuckGo is fine with me, but they're shoving like Newsmax and I forgot what this one was called. They're shoving it down my throat and I don't exactly enjoy that. If I want to use it, I install it. If I don't want to use it, then I just keep it off. Free speech first operating system. I can't speak today, but you know, sure, that's kind of the point. But the first mass marketable, that's kind of debatable because we have so many operating systems designed for phone that are also privacy respecting. That's not exactly a point because you have like Linux, Mobian, Mobile, you have Ubuntu Touch, Lineage OS, CR Droid, Viper, .os, all of these OSs that you could put on an Android phone that are going to respect your free speech and privacy. Say hello to trust, that's kind of a basic feature that I'm expecting if I want to buy a privacy respecting. And the phone itself is $500. And another shady thing that they're doing is that they're not telling us the actual specs. On most actual tech retailer websites, they show you the specs, but they just don't on this website, probably because they're using a generic phone. This is the phone that they're using. It's a Umi Digi A9 cell phone. It's generic, and if we look at the price, it sells for $140 on Amazon, and look at how much they're asking for on their website. That's about a $300 markup compared to what you get on Amazon. That's absolutely insane. All I could do, I could just like take this phone, flash a custom ROM on it, and it'd be way cheaper, way more privacy respecting than the Freedom Phone. And let's talk about the OS. I know I already did a part on it, but they're not saying that this OS is open source. So there's probably going to be some backdoors on it. They'll probably have some own system level spyware. So it's not exactly as trustable as a Linux or ASOP base, because those are all open source, and we can even go into the code and go, there's nothing, there's no telemetry on it, there's no bloatware on it. We can verify that with open source applications and operating systems, but you can't with a non-open source. You just have to hope that they're patching bugs, and they're not having any spyware that they're hiding from you. I can't speak today, but that's basically the main rundown of the Freedom Phone. It's a scam. Nobody wants it. While on the topic of nobody wants it, this phone actually appeals to literally no one. You have your normies and your absolute power users who wear tinfoil hats, use Tor with a VPN. They do all these kind of things to protect their privacy. With the normies, they don't care about their privacy. They're going to be using Google, Twitter, Facebook Messenger, Instagram. They don't really care about having a Freedom Phone, because all they're going to do is just buy the Freedom Phone and then change their search engine to Google and install Reddit, Facebook, and Twitter. And then with your tinfoil hat people, they know that it's not a secure phone. They'd rather trust something like Mobian and Manjaro Mobile, because they can see the source code, and they trust their own capabilities to review the source code and know that there's no telemetry. That's all for today. Remember to like and subscribe, and don't buy the Freedom Phone.